No countdown. No nothing. We're just in
We're just going
in it.
We're just slipping it in right off the bat.
We're just going right in. Look at that. Add it to the stream. We got the handsome man. You're just
hello, gents.
Hey.
Oi.
Oi.
Oi. Hold on. Let me turn you up. There you go. That's better.
So, man, I listened to an episode that Matt's got coming out Wednesday. So good. It was really good.
With
nice
what?
To know.
Yeah.
Is that the creaky gamer?
No, it's Dave.
No, just interview with the with Dave Fanning, who I've been doing the play-by-email games with.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right on.
It's really, really, really great stuff. So we got 1 viewer, 2 viewer, 1 viewer, 2 viewer, 3, 4 viewer, 5, 4, 6. So I guess in normal countercharge fashion, what have we been working on? Jeremy.
More Masters stuff. Making progress. I don't know if I'm gonna meet I don't know, dude. So much to do. I'm just trying. I'm trying the best I can. That's all I can say. So just painting.
You were gonna say you're not gonna meet the challenge for the first month. Which is okay.
Well, I mean, that is probably true because I I did start to put together some firefight stuff though, so that is for the challenge.
I mean, I've been hobbying. It's just not it's not what everybody.
Me too. I mean, I'm up. I was up.
I'm hobbying my ass off. I'm hobbying like 6 hours a day, but like it's just not what I got to build some tables, bro.
Yeah. I got to get this Masters list finished. So that's basically what I've just been full court press on that. Recorded a bunch of great episodes this weekend. We did an episode with our first firefight episode with Andy Sharp. We interviewed that came out great.
I'm not editing that, right? Because that's 2.5 hours.
No, one I got. I'm taking care of that.
I was like, I downloaded the wrong one. I'm like, I didn't sign up for 2.5 hours, did I?
No.
And then I checked. I was like, oh, Masters one's not that long.
Yeah, no, we got really deep into the rules design with Andy, and then we did like a cool kind of faction breakdown, like a little mini new player, what's different from the different factions.
Interesting.
And we had just
that's something that a lot of people request for us to do.
Yeah, it's like, where do I even begin? So we try to give you that. We give you the good, the bad, and the standout model of each of the 7 factions.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the ugly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we riffed on.
How many games have you played, Jeremy?
3 so far.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So not a huge amount, but a couple to get a sense of the game. So yeah, I've been playing on Tabletop Simulator with Kyle Timberlake. Very fun, very well written game, very well designed, very clean. I'm really digging it. And then we had Jeremy was reunited, Jeremy Duvall and the Scrying Gems. Last night I had Bridget and Tom to talk all things Masters. So that episode is going to be coming out soon. We had Ryan Munsell on to talk Masters, Best of the Rest.
Let me just ask you: was Ryan late again?
He was actually.
Yeah, that guy. It must be a Seattle thing. Like they're always like chronically late. Everything.
Yeah,
but it's crazy.
So you got 6 weeks to go, right, Jeremy?
Yes.
Yeah. And so, what have you actually got left to do?
Okay, so it's going to sound worse than what it actually is, because a lot of it is at various stages. I'll tell you what I've finished. I finished a regiment of butchers, Lothael, and 1 Mind Screech. That's what's done. Now, I have everything else is assembled, primed, and at various stages of being finished. I got to finish 2 regiments of Impalers, 2 regiments of Gladestalkers, 2 troops of Harpies, another Mind Screech, 2 mounted Dreadfeeds. It's a lot, but like I said, I have July off, so I'm gonna have, and then it's gonna get done. But
okay, but I just know that you hold yourself to such a high standard. That's the only reason I'm doubtful.
Well, I was like already planning out all the tramp stamp tattoos I was gonna give my neophytes, because on the master's score sheet for painting there's freehand, but I'm just like I'm cutting. So I've made some cuts. Like I've gone down to minimum model count in a couple of units when I was trying to do preferred, but the models I'm using and all the basing elements, the bases still look super full. So I've had to cut some things originally to get the project finished, but so I'm just going to keep doing it every night, 1, 2 in the morning. I'm painting, and then just I'm gonna give it my absolute best. I don't need to play the list anymore. I have now 25 games, I think, with it. So this is the list, for better or worse. It's dialed in. So now it's just
So if your list is set,
Yeah.
what are you vibing your chances being like?
Well, I think it's the best list I've ever taken to a Masters as far as
well, it's Twilight
Raw-
Kin. I mean,
yeah,
come
raw
on,
power.
come on, bro. I mean,
my
Twilight
best Masters performance has been 4-2. I would like to go 4-2 again. This list could. I don't think I'm ever going to win a Masters. This is not going to happen. But 4-2 or 5-1, that is what I am hoping.
Kin. Hey, I'm gonna cut the bullshit. If you can't do 5-1 at this Masters, you can't ever do it. Because there's a lot of good players can't go because it's so far away.
That's
And
actually not as
And
true.
you got a broke ass list.
That is not as
you can't
true
do 5-1 here.
as you
It's
think it is.
time to hang up. It's time to hang it up.
Now it's actually not as true as you. Please look at this. Let's investigate that topic, Rob. Okay. Let's look at who's coming from where. Okay, so Northeast: Corey Reynolds, Corey Walzer, John Vanasse, Greg Persons, Keith Conroy, Mike Rossi, all names we know.
Mike Rossi, come on.
South:
Come on.
Justin Howard, Tom Ennis, John Green, Patrick Allen, Hank. It's the first. Rob, every single master is going to be there. Pat Allen's going to be there. Alex Chavez is going to be there. Brad
Yeah, but they're
McKay's
gonna be
be there.
flying like 8-9 hours and be like, oh,
That's a pretty soft Texas team if it's got Tom Ennis in it, isn't it?
Oh. But I'm just saying that every previous master is going to be, this is the first Masters that's going to have that, where it's going to have every, so I mean, Midwest, they had to go way down because everyone's having a baby. You know, Travis Tim is not going to be there. You know, but even from the Southeast, it's all of it. So I think we are going to actually see a lot of the main names, but it's still going to be interesting.
Green Stuff Games, thank you
Awesome.
very much for the nice comment. We it's nice to hear other people are finding the channel. We, you know, obviously podcasting is our main gig. It's nice that some other people are enjoying this other avenue.
Yeah,
We've
thanks.
definitely got some faces for radio, that's for sure. So, you know.
Yeah. Our talents are better spent elsewhere, right?
Yeah. And so, Rob, I ordered the Roadcaster.
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
This
So that's exciting. So because, you know, for those who don't know, Matt's the money behind the show, right? He's really the guy that's got the money, right? So and we need better content coming out of Australia. So what better way to do that than to spend, you know, $1,000 on a new travel kit to record on location?
So I've now got 4 mics that can all plug in. So I'll take that to ShireCon, I think, in end of July. Actually, that might even be the same weekend as the Masters. Oh no, it's end of June. Oh Christ, who knows?
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. I mean,
That's okay. So yeah, it's super cool though. I mean, I know I'm excited about it.
I'm looking forward to it, and I've ordered pop filters, so I do apologize for the latest episode coming out on Wednesday. There's a lot.
It's not that bad. It really wasn't that bad. Once I ran
Okay.
it through the cleanup software, it sounds fine. I mean,
Okay.
look,
all right.
hey,
I heard a lot of huffing and
I've heard
puffing.
worse. I've heard worse. So what have you been up to? I mean, obviously, Matt, you're buying gear, but that
Buying
doesn't
gear.
really count as hobby. So
No, painting the halflings, and trying to nag Tony where our resin printer lives to get me the pieces printed to put on the multi-bases. That's probably my main holdup. I've got all the base coats on the regiment for this month. I've just got to highlight up, which won't take me long at all.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah. That's
So-
Nick Brooks, by the way.
Nick Brooks, Nick, we need to get you to give permission to Facebook so we can see your name and you get credit for these great comments.
Mhm.
But yeah, we will probably do a Salamander Army review in the hopes of building, you know, because I don't know if you guys know, but I asked you guys to help me build a list, and there's a great discussion going on Facebook to build that list. So
Yeah, and I was originally going to do that review, but I've handballed it to you, Rob, because
It's okay.
I think
I'm used to it.
More of the Sally's players.
in a cuisine effort, I am used to it. So,
I know
halflings.
what Sorry, go ahead.
What was that?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I forgot what episode Alex has been working on for this year. I've already.
As I think it came as a men list, it started like
We
2
were
years
talking
ago.
though, and I missed this. Does he paint in silence? We were talking in the podcast last night, joking about how Alex likes to paint in silence, and I was like, you know what? If he owned a game store, it would be called Sprockets. And if he owned his game store, he'd be like, you know, painting upside down like a vampire or doing like old school like punk goth dancing. So anyway, I digest, but
What random digression that was.
yeah.
Does he really paint in silence? We're gonna ask him this. I'm gonna.
That came up in the
message
podcast
right
we
now.
were recording last night. I don't ever remember him saying that, but yeah, they're like, well, at least
I'm gonna message him right now. I'll get an answer.
Okay.
Well, I've been doing for those that have lived under a rock or whatever. We got the Kings of Memphis 2 starting June 25th and 26th, so it's a couple weeks away. So I got a lot of stuff to get done. One of the big things I had was I didn't have the tables. So at one point, I ran the U.S. Masters in 2017, and I had lots of tables. And then I was like, well, when we lost our local friend's establishment, the Rat House, I downsized to make it fit in my garage. Yeah, here we go. I'm not sure who this is, but yeah, I can't wait to see you either. Jeremy ducked out because he didn't want to have to play Kyle in the first round. So that's what I heard.
That's Blake Schroeder.
Oh, Blake.
Awesome,
but yeah, I can't wait to see you, Kyle. It'll be awesome. But yeah, so I don't have enough tables. So I mean, let me be honest. I have enough terrain to make tables, but I have standards. So I can't just like throw any
when it comes to terrain anyway.
Yeah, I'm not just gonna throw anything on the table. So long story short, I've been getting it all out and kind of rejuvenating it. I technically still have 6 tables to rejuvenate. But I'll show you what's been keeping me up is I decided I was going to make a new table. So it's going to be a jungle table. Let me see if I can. So it's my first time playing with like plastic bamboo. And I have to say, dude, and I'm not going to paint it.
Looks dope. Does it come off the base?
Is that impossible or does it come off?
Well, so I'm not sure yet. So let me show you the rest of the terrain and then I can tell you a couple options that I've got.
Okay.
You're going through a real rejuvenating phase, rejuvenating your tables, rejuvenating your nose. What's next?
Exactly. Life is just good. It's springtime.
Meanwhile, Jeremy looks like he was about to commit.
So these are some trees. So these are some trees that Mike printed for me, and I want you to notice. Look at the forest design on these. Some different.
It's long and thin. It's a different footprint for sure. Yeah.
I took it to practice what Jeff and Neil said. How come all the forests have to be round and why can't they be 9 inches long? Well, Jeff,
it's a question my wife asks all the time.
Do you know why? Because at that point, I don't know if it is a forest. It's probably like a copse,
a glen.
It's a windbreak, is what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah. So does it meet the definition for forest? Is my argument.
Well, it's got the same area as on the other forest.
I do love the creepy vibe, like the very like Wizard of Oz creepy.
Yeah, I wonder where those files are from. I like that.
I'll find out from Mike. So here's to answer your question that you asked before. I don't know yet what they need to be because Mike is still is taking a trip to he went to Egypt for his work and he's climbing the pyramids and stuff Do
you know what you could do?
Yeah.
Do it like for the forest. Oh no. Because you've already got forest. But on that jungle one, you could do a big base and then they could be removable on it.
So I'll speak to that in just a minute. So these are the pieces that I built, and I'll give you some closer up shots here. So just to answer this question that I've asked a few times, we're not going to do a matchup show. I don't believe in them. I think it's garbage. It's a waste of time.
He hates them.
But what we will do is we will review all the terrible lists that are coming next week. In this very channel, we're going to go over some of the lists. Well, the problem is I don't know. I got better things to do with my time than to tell.
It's a time-consuming thing.
It is. Yeah.
And then people always get butthurt. So no matter how much you say this is just for fun, and I'm not saying I know anything.
Here's another club. But there's like 6 of these little
That reminds me. I need to block time in my diary for commentating on Masters. Okay. So I want to commentate your game, Jeremy, and I'll just throw shade.
Oh, for the because the Dash 28 are looking for people, right, to sign on for their live stream for match.
I like that, Rob. This is the obstacle, so you can see there's a magnet here.
Wow, yeah, I really dig that.
So then,
what's the base made out of?
MDF.
Is it really? And what
all
have you
covered it with? It's all MDF. And then this is tree bark. Kind of get from aquarium.
Yeah.
Block and then just plastic.
Oh man, I really dig it.
Yeah, that's fucking good.
This is that's my favorite. This is like a hill, but it's got it's a road going through a hill. I don't know how to explain it better than that. So that's cool. And then these are how the trees turned out after I obviously added foliage
Man, your stuff looks so good.
Yeah. I'm happy with it. So going back to what you asked me, these things here, what are they going to be? So originally, I just built them as scatter terrain, right? Like, so the original purpose was, I don't know if there's no blocking terrain yet, if you didn't notice. So because these are super thick, I was thinking I could put a couple of them together on a base and be like, it's a blocking terrain. Like it's a bamboo thicket, right? Now, Mike might still come through and might print me out. We were going to print a big pyramid to go on the table.
I still can't believe that's MDF at the bottom.
Yeah, it's all MDF. The only so this is
it looks
MDF.
like plastic or rubber. Like, what have you put over it?
Sand.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Yeah, and then this is foam. And then obviously the plastic. And the foam allows you to just like put a little glue on the end of the bamboo stalks, just push it in. I like it though, because it when you put a bunch of them together, like it really does block line of sight. You really can't see.
And I like the idea of having blocking terrain that isn't just always a building or a statue. I think having it be a different type of geological thing, like a forest that's so dense you can't make your way through it. So I think that's like a cool, creative.
So if it's blocking terrain, there's a couple ways it could go. I could put 2 or 3 of them on like a bigger MDF base, or I might just play them the way they are and just have like 6 little tiny pieces of blocking terrain. It's a jungle, right? Like moving a horde through a jungle should be difficult, you know? And we got a question here. Are you using spray adhesive for the flocking in the sand? That's a great question. So, no, I'm not using any spray adhesive. What I'm doing is wood glue, sand, let it dry.
Do you mix water with your wood glue at all, Rob, and paint it on?
A little bit. But
okay.
I mean, that first coat, no, you don't really need to. Get it on thick and get it on really, you know. And then what I'll do after it's dry, I'll go back and add for the base stuff, you can just add more wood glue if you want over the top.
Make sure you answer the next question because that's the really important one.
I did paint the rock, especially like these rock stairs. I did paint those.
And look how good it looked. Look how amazingly and how part of the whole ensemble it appears once you paint it.
I don't think it's realistic.
Oh shit! This guy's talking mad.
At first, when I saw that one, Rob, I thought it was awaiting water effects. I thought it was going to be like a river or something going through that.
Oh, like this piece here?
Yeah, that piece. That's what I first thought. Yeah. But I think it's cool the way it is. But I was
it's funny because this table didn't take me very long because, to be fair.
Are you saying it looks unfinished, Jeremy?
No, at first I thought I was waiting for like a waterfall with freaking real fish. I don't know, stuff that Rob does.
Well, that could be maybe that's the blocking terrain I need to build
with trout leaping up the waterfall.
But yeah, so I've still got to like put another layer of static grass down, and I've got to like
seal
this totally a little bit. This is not very. This is not Todd Serpico proof. There's a couple of guys that manhandle stuff. You got to like make it like a little bit more manhandleable.
You need your blinking LEDs to be like owls' eyes in their trees. Come on.
Well, there is a couple more pieces that I've started. Like I've got some cast I don't know the name of the company, but I've got like a dinosaur egg nest. So there's a couple more.
That's coming along great though.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This was like a last minute thing. I just took coconut fiber liner for like a hanging basket, which I've used to make pine trees in the past, and I just ripped it and stretched it out and like basically sprayed it green and just like glued it to the tree, and then soaked it in Mod Podge and then sprinkled like leaf on it.
Got it.
And I've got to do some more work. Probably do some trimming. You can see some of these little hair-like structures that are popping off. But and the truth, what I like about this though is again, those trees pop off and you can play over it, right? So like the area of terrain that you should be able to walk through, you can pop off the pieces, and then the base is still sitting on the table for you to play in. And I think I've actually got a picture right here, so you can see. Yeah. These trees are badass.
They'd be perfect on multi-bases too, those trees.
Yeah, they're awesome. Good. Yeah, I need to find out from Mike. I will say, I still don't like 3D printing. Like like these trees they're fine, but like when I cleaned
But
them
are
up,
they-
like they
Are
broke.
they resin?
No, it's filament, but like
Yeah, yeah,
cleaning them up with a
Nah, I
toothbrush.
love resin's way better.
Yeah,
It's
well,
way more expensive.
yeah. Given the size, beggars can't be choosers. But I made it work, dude. I will say this whole table, the only thing I purchased was the bamboo stalks. Everything else, like, and the trees he gave me, everything else was scraps. Because I don't know about you guys, finding MDF right now is super difficult.
Can you put Brindley's comment up, please?
Which one's this?
No. From Facebook. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Who is that?
that's Brindley Smith.
Hey. But yeah, so like I don't know about you guys, but like finding a small piece of MDF has been impossible. So I basically, you guys can see the crap of materials back here. I raided my own supply, and that's it. I had just enough to do. I mean, I have one piece left, and that's it.
It seems to me like we all know how important having a paint table is for painting and stuff like that, but especially for terrain, it seems like you really do need the workshop. Do you find that, Rob? Like having this space
the thing is, today it was almost 100 degrees in the shop, and I have a fan going, but it was really hot. I was like, why don't you paint upstairs? Because I'm like, I don't want to make this kind of mess upstairs. I mean, it is. I mean, you should.
Terrain
This
is messy.
This is after it was cleaned. Like you get the
Yeah.
flock and the glues and the sands and all the textures. It just makes a hell of a mess, dude. So you can see too late in the back. I did for about 30 minutes think about hand making the trees. And then I was like, yeah, that's a dumb idea and I have better use for my time. So I stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, so this question here. So are you gonna have a lava table? Yes, I already have a lava table. So I have 2 winter tables, I have 2 autumn tables, I have what I call a fire table, which is really a World of Warcraft inspired table with like well, you'll see it. I've got a couple I've got a ruined farm, 2 ruined farm tables. I've got 2 village tables. I have an ocean table, which everybody loves playing on the ocean table. Everybody loves playing with a big ass ship right in the middle of the table, a wrecked ship like the table.
Yeah,
like
that's
13
cool.
inches
That's a cool
wide.
table.
Yeah. No, they don't really. Oh, and the table everybody really loves is the river table, where there's a 6-foot river running down the middle of the table, and there's three parts where you can ford it without it slowing you down. I have a jungle. Well, this is a jungle table, but I have a swamp table, which is kind of like a bayou, Louisiana, nasty swamp area. I've got shit. I can't remember. That's the thing about me. Like I'll buy a mat, and then I'll like this. I have a jungle mat. Like all right, well, it's time to build terrain. The next up will be I have a cobblestone mat that's right for like you can see in here like everything's organic, like all rounded over and stuff. The cobblestone table, it's all going to be sharp angles. It's all going to be like geometric. Like
That would be cool.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It should be a lot of fun. But that won't be for this one. Anyways, that's what I've been doing. That I every day at least 3 or 4 hours out there puttering around on something.
Well, if Brindley's listening, I talked to Ashley the other day, Brindley, and she said you guys are not coming to Masters or Best of the Rest to hang out. What's up with that?
That's
Now that you're
bullshit.
that
some
is
bullshit.
some big giant
I-
honking stinking bullshit.
Yeah, come on here throwing shade and then you pull.
Yeah,
back
you're
from
dead.
the
You're
bullshit.
dead to me.
Yeah.
Same here. I like terrain that matches the mat.
Oh, Robert, that's something else we could pull up. The
Yeah.
new EOD stuff.
We sure can. Let me see if I can find it. Well, chat amongst yourselves.
Yeah, well, Brindley's claiming I wasn't able to log in at work, but that Ashley wasn't able to get it off. Jeremy.
Oh, I hear excuses.
And he's been sick. Oh yeah. I know. There was really short notice, wasn't there? You know.
Yeah.
No one's known when or where it's going to be for
Excuses.
18 months. Yeah.
It's okay, man. You don't love me anymore. It's cool. I've moved on. We'll make it work.
Jeremy and I have our own thing now, so So yeah, it looks like I could be wrong, but it looks like we might be getting another mixed kit with the EOD, mixed infantry and cav.
Well, did you see that they looked? No, they had Mantic on their YouTube had the cav sprues today. And it was
that?
Yeah, and they were putting together so I think the cav sprues is just cav sprues.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good.
I
I had
didn't watch
heard
the
for the
whole video,
infantry
but
there was going to be plenty of arm options, which is good.
Yeah, in the cav sprue video, they had like so many shields. It looked like so it was kind of like how they've been doing with their sort of assembling the big stuff from the firefight, like their tanks. It was a video like, let's put together one of the new EOD mounted dudes. But I didn't watch
Nick
the whole
Brooks
thing.
has said he hasn't. Luke Fraser said they've confirmed separate kits. Nick Brooks, he said he can't wait to see the new chariots. I cannot confirm or deny whether I've seen more, Nick, but I think there'll be lots of happy people. I like what they're doing with the range.
Yeah. No, so far I'm with you. I think it's going to be cool. Definitely digging it.
I mean, the reality is they're too far down the line. They couldn't not go the Egyptian vibe now, right? Not without a complete change.
And I don't know. I mean, sometimes tropes are cool for a reason. You know, like Egyptian stuff is cool. You know.
Well, what I like about it, and I know some people don't like it, they've leaned away from like the bone and mummy look and gone more into like metal, like it's just gold armor and stuff,
like living sarcophagus, like type stuff.
But I love what they did with the horses with this thing on their head.
Yeah,
I think that's and the carapace and all that. I mean, I think it's super cool. Like it's not, it's awesome. I mean,
I like that too. I like that too. The robes. What I do find interesting is I thought they might have taken the opportunity to go with a different shape of horse. I've never loved the undead horse. That's essentially the same old undead horse, just with the cloth on it, isn't it?
From the Revenant kit. No, I think it's
the
new.
Revenant kit.
No, I think it's. I think it's.
I mean, that one, as far as I know, wasn't digitally sculpted, right?
That was. I think this is new because I did put together a bunch of the Restic.
I mean,
undead.
I mean, if we're saying, I mean, it's an undead horse. Like I don't know how many times. I mean, it's a skeleton horse, so like I guess there's only so many ways you can make a skeleton horse, right? Like it's a skeleton horse. I don't like it has certain features, right? It does not have a tail. Right. So I don't know.
At least it's no tail to break, right? How many of us I remember as a kid, tails always break off my horses.
I've got so many Glade Rider snapped tails.
Yeah, this is really good. Now we've seen these before because these are basically the same sculpt as before.
And what I've heard is
now they're resin.
They should be bigger. That's what I heard is that they were getting.
Yeah, I think they fixed the scale.
They're getting scaled up and in resin. So
nice.
But I think these mounted characters are cool.
Yeah, this one.
I like that
awesome.
standard bearer.
Yeah. Well, this guy looks pretty badass too, right?
Now, is the Spearman Archer kit? Now, is that the dual kit? That's the question that I have. Is that a dual sprue? Because if you look at both those, they look really close to each other. So I wonder if.
Did you watch them put the kit
right?
They put it together today, right? On the Mantic blog.
I watched the horse that they put together. I didn't see. I don't know if they got far and then did infantry. I had to go. Actually, I had to work. I had to do real work today, so I couldn't watch it. But
Jeremy's only got eyes for the fillies.
So
anyway, I'm super pumped. I'm glad to see, another army get like an overhaul with new hard plastics. Because look, friends don't let friends put hybrid kits together.
But don't you think it's an interesting decision that they've gone to this kit next?
Yeah, I think someone did some marketing and said, "Oh, the market needs this kit."
How much are people paying on eBay for old tube gigs? How much? How much money?
Yeah, that's a really fair point.
There really isn't. Besides 3D printing, there's no kit you can go out and buy that's of this theme. Because a lot of people are like, "Well, why didn't they do elves?" Right? Because that makes them some sense, right? Because it's their oldest line. But I think this one is exactly what you said, is like a place in the market too.
Yep. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. As long as they get their next stuff out quickly, which is coming. Like they've got some monsters and they've got the chariots, I think, are still in design phase, I want to say.
And some of their big name, we know the big boy around the block. Is he coming? What's he gonna look like? So
what's the big boy again?
Mr. Shobik, you know? Are we going to see
I
some
love
Mr.
tools for
Shobik
him?
is on the way. Mr.
Yeah.
Shobik's on the way.
So, and that guy's a baller. So I'm curious to see their
Mm.
take on him. So,
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of people bringing EOD out that play him at a high level. I've seen him play at a very poor level locally, and
I think I still think they're more of a finesse list.
oh, Rob, you'll like editing the Master Show because at one point it was like, "Who's your dark horse?" And someone was like, "Well, I'm looking at the Southeast," and they're like, "Devlin," and they're like, "Oh no, no, no. You know, anyway.
The problem is the kid knows how to play the game. He just won't make an army with the tools that he needs to win.
Yeah.
So I mean, great. Die by your own suffrage. That's fine. You're a masochist.
Yeah. Well, I know that from firsthand experience, but no, we'll move on.
Exactly.
He is a champion. And
he's great to play. He's great to play.
And
I have a little funny story though. So like at Bug Eater, I didn't have a very good showing. I went 2-3, and he went 3-2. So I went up and congratulated him. I said, "Dude, I had such a shitty weekend. Congratulations on this is the first weekend you're gonna probably pass me in the rankings, right? Like, I mean, I don't know how I would be able to pass you when you have an extra win. Well, it turns out soft scores do matter. So I'll have it on the way home.
That's like a double F you. You go up and congratulate someone. Yeah. You finally did it this time, and then later you're like, sorry.
On the way home, Andrew's like, hey, by the way, you finished whatever 17th or something out of 46, and he's finished 20 something. I'm like, oh no, he can't catch a break.
I did play against, and this is I'm shocked we have not hearing more about this, but the freaking Crocodog Wrangler is the biggest BS in the You're like wanting me to be quiet because, dude.
No, it's stupid. I don't rate him very well. But go ahead.
It's amazing. I think it is just
it's garbage.
I think it's so
it's
good.
I think he's amazing because he does something that no other unit does in the game. Right. So when you're looking at it, you don't necessarily account for it. You essentially can't hide anything from it.
Yeah. You run it. Yeah. You run it with like a support for a Siegebreaker horde to either combo charge, jump out and chaff. A character gets too close. It's got duelist, 7 attacks on 3s. I mean, it's just like a really
Here's the thing.
It ate my whole army.
Here's the thing, and I know Andrew Mitten is the Oklahoma stalwart ogre player who loves his Crocodogs, but I'm here to tell you it's a trap. So for every time
compared to other stuff in the
for every time that he does something great, there's 5 times where he failed miserably. The point is this: like, he does catch people out. Okay, he does catch people out. And if first of all, what retard? I don't want to use that word. What's the word I'm looking for? What terrible player are you playing that's leaving their lightly armored individuals where you can get snapped up by a croc dog?
I will say it is wild charge though, so wild charge can catch it. And with vicious.
Okay, remember though, you're back. You're at least 3 to 4 inches behind another ogre unit, right? I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
but like, bro,
I guess I'm in that.
You got someone that doesn't know how to like. I'll tell you the truth. I played him a couple games. But my good friend Kyle Ritchie came down, and he had goblins. And you know what he didn't do? He didn't leave his shit out there for me to get. He's like, "Oh, that whiz back here. You can't see him. Back here, you can't see him."
I think for me, in an ogre list, I'm going to take the unit strength game.
Bam.
Every time.
Yeah.
See, I see what you're saying, but if you're doing the 9x9 ogre, right? The 9, doing the 9 hero, not whatever. Okay, the Crocodog is relatively the same offensive output as a Berserker Bully with Vicious, right? When you look at the math, but what is it?
No,
I mean, yeah, it is
7 attacks. It's 7 attacks.
But if you
hits on what? Hits on 3s.
On 3s with Vicious.
Crushing 1
with Vicious
versus 8 attacks hitting on 3s with crushing 2.
No Vicious. So I'm saying it's not the same as a Berserker Bully, but it's
not
the
same at all.
Well, okay. What I'm saying is, so you're trading units.
Let's just agree to disagree.
Okay, we'll agree to disagree. Let's just say after that game, I woke up and I was showing my therapist on the doll where the Wrangler touched me.
I get. Look, here's the thing. The characters that you want him to kill, he can't kill. Lady Ionia just goes
Mate,
He's dead.
You can't just say because you can't kill lady.
Well,
No,
and
no,
I'm
my
not
point-
even,
my
I'm not
point
even
is- my point-
saying the duelist. I'm saying just running it as a support chaff, run into flanks, like playing it
Okay.
like a battle driller,
Okay.
or just like
For
a
that many
combat
points,
mounted
though,
hero.
just buy a unit of scouts. It's less points.
I feel like Rob's
I don't know.
got a
I think
hidden
it's pretty
agenda.
good.
Do you think he's hiding something, Jeremy? Do you think?
So
he's
I
Is this
look,
his
I
next list? He
legitimately,
wants to take
I made
three?
a sweet model. I legitimately tried to make it work, and the reality is that okay, there's two roles that I know Andrew uses it for. One is killing characters. Look, man, if you're letting your characters get killed by the Croc Dog regular, sorry, I don't know. What to tell
I
you,
agree.
bro.
That should be its secondary purpose.
Right. I mean, and the reality is what's he got, like a 16-inch theoretical charge
It's speed 6, wild charge D3, I believe.
plus 1, I thought.
I think it's 15 is its max charge.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
I-
yeah.
But the
15
point
is
is, if you're leaving him hanging him out where he can be seen, they're gonna eat you up with lightning bolt or something.
I leave stuff hanging out all the time.
Well, the point is he's behind another unit, so you're 3 or 4 inches deep at that point, which it's hard to get him out. Now the other, and so using him to kill characters is a complete waste. You might kill a character, but it better be an easy one because anybody, don't send him into Mikhail. Mikhail will just, I'm dash 16, bro. Good luck.
I think you run it more as a support quasi chaff.
Okay. Well, all right. And
combat
I've heard
piece.
that argument too. And
Okay.
and I think great. I don't want my chaff to be overrun. I want my chaff to hold you there. So when you kill me with my weak ass 11-13 nerve defense 4.
He's 11-13. Yeah.
Yeah. So and he costs what, 130 points?
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
Something like that. Dude, I'm just taking a scout unit every day. I know it's one less nerve, but look, the Crocodile regular can block. So the only legitimate use I can see.
I'm looking for your high horse in the background.
I'm sitting on it.
I'm-
You can't tell.
I'm just saying when you take a unit that can break the mechanics of the game as part of its natural ability, you can do things with it that it's very difficult for your opponents to visualize and realize what it can do.
Yeah, but
which is an advantage.
Yeah,
I
true.
think
I've got to go.
yeah.
Okay,
I just think that at this point,
I'll leave you two to fight it out.
wow,
Okay.
there's not much to say. Like no good ogre players using it.
Namaste.
Namaste.
I think that is not necessarily due to it not being great. It's the plethora of great options within that list. But
Yeah.
I think it's being underutilized. I'll come back from the oh my god it's amazing to it's good and underutilized.
Well, here's
But
the
that's
other
as far
thing.
as I'm going to
It
go.
takes up another character slot, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I dig
No.
it. I think it's really good. And maybe I feel that way because like I played against it and it was getting 6 hits and 6 wounds every single time.
right.
So
I mean, he hits on 3s, right? Without elite,
yeah.
right? He doesn't have elite. So 7 hits, you're gonna do what? 5 hits?
Man, I don't know.
Crushing
It's
1
just-
against defense 5, you're gonna get 3
Well,
wounds.
and also too, like I'm playing my Twilight Kin, which is like I have such low defense that the
Right. I
crush,
mean,
you know,
Look,
against me it's
I
probably a
agreed.
lot
I think
better.
situationally it can be good, but like
Yeah.
you know, by and large, like you need the extra crushing in this game. You know,
So where are you at for signups now for Kings
I'm
of
at
Memphis?
37. I took on one more. Bryce
Okay.
Clark's coming. So
Oh,
we got another heavy hitter coming to the fold. So I'm looking for. Hey, so this is a call out to anybody. Right, another hero slot is what I meant to say. And I don't have hero slots. I mean, I've got all my hero slots full between Berserker Bullies and Warlocks.
Yeah, playing ogres and you don't have any extra hero slots. What game are you playing? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, if I was playing the Zettelmeyer list where you had the 9 regiments,
Yeah.
I'd have plenty, but I don't do that. I typically 4 or 5 hordes.
I'm just saying ogres have some of the best hero choices in the game.
No,
and you're
that's the
going to
thing.
utilize
That's-
them all.
That's the thing. That's
Yeah.
the thing. And actually,
is
go ahead.
the 36 about what you had hoped? Had you had hoped to break
well,
40?
we cap at 36, but we have room for more.
Oh, so you're at cap then. So that's great.
yeah, we're at cap, and we're going to add a couple more. You know, I'm going to build one more table
Uh-huh.
just so that I have enough for 38. Because you know, the way I think about it is, we're going to bring a couple more people up to the list because you're always going to have a couple drops the day of, or that that weekend,
or the last week, like the 2 days. Hey, my car broke down. I can't come. That always. happens.
yeah. So I'm excited. I mean, the list of people coming is pretty
Oh, yeah,
awesome.
it looks juicy.
We got obviously from the southeast, we got Keith Randall, Jeff O'Neill and Nathan Clevenger, all heavy hitters. We got
Yep.
Travis Trim coming down from the mountain region.
What's
Kyle,
he bringing? Do you know what Travis
he's
is
bringing Northern Alliance, and it is a broke ass list.
Is it like with all the shooting pack hunters?
We'll talk about it next week. Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty good. I think, and maybe this is something we can touch on a little bit. You know, this event gives you a free bard character, and we'll touch on it next week. But basically, one has Dread and one has Rally, and then they each have 3 songs they can sing, and you can sing a song once per game. So you can essentially have 3 different auras. Like one of the guys, like the Rally guy has +1 defense aura up to a max of 5.
That's
Strider
cool.
aura and Phalanx aura. And then the other guy, the Dread guy, has got like +1 speed for a turn, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Pathfinder and one more. Nimble for a turn, a nimble aura. I mean, and so they're really different. Like the Dread guy is all about like movement, called Master of Tempo. And then you got this other guy that's really about like staying in the back. And we gave them unit strength, so they can pick up tokens. They can.
That's always interesting when you do that. Yeah.
But we still left them with the individual special rule.
Now,
So
did
they
you
still
make them
get pieces.
half a unit strength or
Nope,
one
it's
full unit
one
strength?
unit strength. Yeah.
One unit strength. Okay.
So it should be fun. But where I'm going with it is that bard, you can see it's being reflected in the build, right? Like armies that already like had Rally or could like ogres with Rally now. I mean, that's really a powerful.
People
thing.
are leaning into the special character and building their lists for
Around
your
it.
event
Exactly.
specifically.
Yeah. So we're gonna go over the list next week.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that. But yeah, I'm really just excited that we're gonna have a lot of people here, and we're trying something different. We're feeding people on Saturday and Sunday just to keep everybody here. Also, super excited to use Tabletop Score, which is the new
And that's the Lonus software, right?
Yeah. So yes, if you use the Bard that has Rally,
Yeah.
so pretty good, right? Rally 1, yeah, pretty awesome.
I'll make my siege breakers even harder to kill.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I've had a change of heart. Like there's such a high proliferation of crushing strength in the game now.
Might
as well just take warriors. They all die in one hit, anyways.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I say that, but like legitimately at that Bug Eater tournament.
Have you played with hunters at all much?
Well, the problem with I'm starting to experiment. They're defense 4, right, with ensnare.
Yeah, with ensnare, yeah.
So if you can, the problem with them is they're susceptible to shooting.
That is true.
But
that's why you take the Boomer Chariot with the item that makes the aura bigger.
So honestly, like my Bug Eater list started with that in it. It was 170 some points. And at the end of the day, I just said, you know what? I'm just going to take it out and use those points for something else rather than put this in case I see it. And I only saw one gun line, one army that had a lot of shooting.
Yeah.
And that was against the halflings. And really, like in the grand scheme of things, I think I made the right choice. Like, yeah, I took it on the chin against the shooting army, but like, even the shooting's not that bad, right? Like, just run at it. So, question. Maybe, yeah. I gotta arrange the local guys. I'm gonna be bringing in some tables, obviously, for Armada. I built a bunch of terrain, so we'll put some tables up and we'll have some fleets for that. If the guys want to do firefight, I'm happy. I'm happy to, and I'm sure the guys will want to play Dead Zone too. So we will have open gaming on Friday, for sure. Yeah.
Sounds like it's going to be a blast.
Oh, I'm super excited. But going back to what you said, yeah, the Tim Lonus software.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. Like in the Bug Eater, he added another feature where it texts you now, which doesn't sound like much, but not having to open your phone to see who you play and what the scenario is awesome. Just pick it up because it's right on the screen. Like, oh yeah. And I'm attempting, I don't know if this will work or not, but I am attempting to do a literally paperless event. So there won't be any sheets to tell you scenarios, bonus points, or any of that stuff. It'll all be
Is he hoping to monetize that at some point? Is he just going to release it, or what's his?
It might be like Tabletop Score, Tabletop TO, where you pay to have you just register, like you pay to have your,
like
because ultimately it's not free to have him. Like the texting and stuff is not a free service. He's got to pay for that.
Totally.
So they're definitely will have to.
Oh yeah, I'm all for him, and he's put so much work into it.
He's also it's not hooked up yet, but he's in the process of getting Easy Army hooked in. So it'll automatically send the armies, to Easy Army, and it'll be all integrated. Because I've got all the lists, I'll be putting those in this week, and once the website's up, once everything's turned on, you'll be able to just like click on a person, and the lists are all there. It's the painting rubrics online. The people fill it out themselves on their phone, and then the judge will go behind and change it.
Oh yeah, I mean everything I've heard about it sounds amazing.
It's super cool.
So,
it's super cool.
I'm
what I haven't done yet is I still got to make sure the math's in there right.
Yeah.
So that's one of my jobs for this week is just to make sure that. Will you have the running score like we did? I don't know. What do you mean by running score?
Did you like look at it when you were at Bug Eater, like as the rounds were progressing? To see
oh yeah,
yeah,
it should be visible, right? As scores come in, it's live. I mean, your bonus is that you came to an awesome event, right? That's the bonus. You're participating in the one, I'm super excited. But I should say I'm looking for one more person. So if someone else is still on the fence or thinking about coming, please do. We've got a lot of new players coming that like Chase Thompson out of Southern Mississippi. This will be his first event, I think. So there's a lot of that kind of like newer player coming, and then obviously against the backdrop of also a lot of veterans and stuff. It's gonna be a good mix of players, and I'm just I'm hoping
and that was Dwayne Richardson asking if he gets bonus points for coming. What's up,
Dwayne? You always get bonuses for showing up.
And Dwayne had asked.
Go ahead.
He had asked me a question. What kind of glue do you use when you're gluing your guys onto your multi-base? I like to use just super glue, but what I'll do sometimes, Dwayne, is I'll take some of the if I'm using my basing putty or something else, maybe we'll put a little extra next to the foot, or think about where you're gluing the foot to maybe add another contact point to something. Like if you're next to a rock, glue the foot next to the rock too. So there's ways to make it stable, but just Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue is my favorite super glue,
right?
And
Billy, yes, that's the way we're expecting it to set up. I'm working with Tim this week, next week to get it all finalized. And since you're an expert on the software, I'm really glad you're not coming to the event. I would really love to have another expert there. Man, he lets Travis travel all the way down.
So is it just Travis by him? Is he the only one from
Travis,
that crew?
Travis is the only one brave enough to run the gauntlet,
Yeah. Well, I know he can't make it the Masters too, so he's probably, thinking like, okay, well, I'll get this event in, and then,
Yeah, super glue is fine. Accelerator can kind of weaken it, but I also will pin stuff from time to time.
The thing with Accelerator you got to realize is that it makes plastic brittle. So just be careful. Depending on what issues you're running into, Accelerator can both be helpful, or it could be like Rob said.
Right. Billy, that's fine. I'll put you on the list for next year. That's fine. Ask for it now.
Oh, Billy,
don't you lose my number?
Yep. Exciting.
I'm excited. We're on the cusp of a friendless activity. I did buy some new lavalier mics that I'm gonna. So I bought the one. I wasn't real happy with the way it sounded, so I bought a couple more to try out. Because obviously I'm traveling, and I've got to get everything to fit. All the podcasts here has to fit in this case, right? So I don't know if you guys can see this or not. This is the. This is what I'm planning to take to Masters. It's got the mixer.
Awesome.
And so the plan is, if I can get mics, lavalier mics, they should probably fit in the bottom of the case. Because I can't bring the big condenser mics; they're just too heavy.
Oh yeah, and you're trying to fly, so I mean, you got to fly. So it's like that stuff is hard to bring if you can't drive, right?
Exactly. So I'm going to be testing out some more mics here this week, and hopefully I'll find something that. I mean, the reality is, I know it's not going to sound as good as our normal mics. That's okay. I just don't want it to be a distraction.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. It may not sound like in studio, but at least like a good.
I also forgot to mention, if you haven't been listening, the Mantic Universe podcast is a new Mantic podcast. Check it out. I was actually on an episode we recorded last week. It'll probably be out. I don't know how long it was 3 hours, so I don't know how long it's going to take Chris to edit. So if you like a long podcast, it's long. It is really long.
And also, we just did that episode with the King's Retreat guys.
Yeah,
but
so
also, Mike Grant, the Pacific Kings streamed for the first time this weekend
Nice.
in 4K as well. So all of a sudden, we've got getting this like 4K streamed Kings content at like super high production value.
We will be streaming from Kings of Memphis 2. We have a streaming room. It's not 4K, but we do have a streaming room. And
are you going to have any commentation or?
See, here's the thing. Like,
going to have a stream.
It's just me, right? Like, me and Mike basically are running this event, so we're kind of shorthanded. So I don't think we'll have. Yeah, I think everybody that could commentate locally is playing.
Yeah. So
that's the problem.
Well, it's still cool to have something to drop in on and see.
Yeah, just to see what's going on, and we'll definitely, provided we have the space, we'll set up the podcast gear in one corner of the facility and do some recording. I've also, so podcast wise, I do have some recording from Bug Eater I still have to get through. You recorded a Masters hype episode, which is really great.
Mm-hmm.
Firefight episode that's really great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Stay tuned for the firefight. It's gonna be once
Matt's
a month.
working on one with the Creaky Gamer guys.
Yeah,
which is cool. So yeah, we have a lot of content coming. So
it's gonna be a busy summer. Lots going on.
It's gonna be a busy. Now, what does that all mean for me? It means I'm gonna have to double down on. I don't know that I'm gonna get the challenge done this month.
Yeah,
with the terrain and stuff. I just don't think I'm gonna get it done.
But that's okay. It's all about.
I'll make it up. I mean, I'll make it up. I just It's just
on the back end.
It just sucks to miss the first one, right? Like
totally.
It's like but it's not how you start, it's how you finish, right?
That is true. But
yeah, I'm looking at this list of players. I mean, Travis, Tim, Ryan Johnson's a dark horse player. He's really good out of the South.
I know Kyle, right? Kyle is going to be there.
Kyle,
Seeley.
Blake Schroed and Kyle Ritchie out of Michigan are strong players too. They just
for sure.
They're going to catch people out because they bring different armies. We got the Blake Moores, we got Jeff O'Neill, we got Jason Johnson out of Arkansas, who's a really good player. Doesn't come to a lot of events, so I'm super excited about that. We have Dwayne. He's coming too.
Yeah, I was really bummed I'm not going to see Dwayne. So now that he's like, the funny thing is like he'll be back and then he'll be gone and then he'll be back and it's like, where you been? And he's like, I'm not allowed to tell you. So
I'm in an undisclosed bunker somewhere.
Yeah, it's like, okay, bro, you don't gotta tell me. I'm glad that you're protecting our country.
I think he can confirm this. I think he's moving to St. Louis, which will be awesome for us.
He's like a man of many mysteries. So,
well, isn't he old enough to retire by this point?
Well, maybe he's too good. They can't let him retire. Like,
he's got like all the brains.
Yeah, they can't.
Like, no, I got all the military secrets.
He's like.
Yeah, so he's in St. Louis now, which is great because St. Louis isn't very far from us.
Oh, well, is that an easy drive to where you are? I don't
4.5 hours maybe.
Okay.
It's not far. Nice. I mean, it's all relative, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
He's got 4 more years. I'm assuming that's what it means. 4 more years.
Okay.
But he's so anonymous he can't even use his own name.
Yeah.
Facebook user. What else you got? It's been a fun little chat.
Yeah, I'm just trying to summon up the motivations every night. Like, just keep painting and painting. I mean, I'm really, really happy with I'm finishing. It's definitely the best looking army I've ever done. It's
looking really good for those that haven't seen it. It's sharp.
Yeah,
it's
and
sharp. I'm really gonna be sad, but not sad when it gets Clash of Kinged, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
When they make adjustments,
Totally. There's some stuff in it that is on the bleeding edge, and not so much in how I play it, but if you were to abuse Gladestalkers, it can be an unfun play experience. So, we'll see what the powers that be decide. But it's been a fun list to play. So now I just got to get it done.
All right. Well, I think we call it a night. What do you think, buddy?
Sounds good.
Well, for all of you listening, 17 people live, really appreciate it. And those listening in the future, we really appreciate you hanging in and giving us a chance. It's fun for us because this is a little bit of a different outlet. It's unscripted usually, or if it is scripted, it's very minor, like we're talking, different subject topics that we're going to talk about.
And don't have to edit it for 4 hours.
We don't have to edit it. We don't have to edit it, which is the best part, right?
I hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah. And for those coming to Kings of Memphis, I can't wait. I am like so hyped up. I'm just hyped, but I'm also nervous. I'm like, 'cause you know how you're like, it's my show. So like I live or die. It's all on me, right? So it's like
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's good. You got a great group of coming. I love your theme. I love the whole Bard Elvis. It fits in with the local.
Right.
You know, it has all
Oh.
the special
And
sauce that you want in a tournament.
Yeah, and I'm so excited too. Yeah, I'm super pumped that Ben's coming. I'm also just pumped that people really bought into the theme and like they've named their armies and their characters and stuff with the Memphis. Because I mean, for those that are not in the know, Memphis is the home of rock and roll. So people like Elvis Presley and Johnny Cash and Roy Orbison and Jerry Lee Lewis and Carl Perkins. I mean, this is the home of rock and roll.
A Bug Eater in the background. Did I see a Mr. Brodeur hanging?
You did, and it was amazing. And so
how is he doing?
He's too cool to come on here, I'm sure. But I would love to have Brodeur show up.
Be nice. He would be nice to check in with to see.
He's doing great.
And then
sounds like he's bouncing back a little bit. Life is
good.
Turning around for him.
Everyone needs breaks from the hobby sometimes.
Yep.
So.
His son's doing well. You know, Drew Richardson. Yeah.
The second shirtless wonder.
Yeah. Not shitless wonder.
Not shitless wonder, but the shirtless wonder. Oh geez, Louise.
Oh, I can't. I literally like I can't wait for all my friends to show up on Friday. We have a lot of I just ready for like hanging out, you know, and just having a great time. And actually, this is a good melting pot of a lot of different players from different regions and stuff that probably have never played before. And so it'll be interesting. And you know, I'm depending on which side of the fence you're on, either infamous or famous.
And one thing I do want to comment on, Rob, I was watching the Dash 28 matchup cast for the Atlantic City Open that they just happened. And it's like there's all these people and names, and it's like I don't know any of these people. Like, and they're talking like, "Oh yeah, I played this person at Pilgrimage," and their list, and it's like I don't know who any of you are. And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying we're coming. I think we're finally getting this out of COVID momentum, and you're hearing all these names you've never heard before. So I think it's a great time for the hobby.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super pumped. So just a reminder, if you are even thinking about Kings of Memphis and you know, you might be able to make it, reach out to me. I'll be happy to tell you all about it. And I would love to have you join us. Yeah. Not the least of which I would love to have an even number.
Yeah.
So I don't have to play and score. I mean, I'm going to play. Oh, what's going to be interesting, though, is Ian from New Jersey. Well, last time I checked in with him, he's from New Jersey. He's going to use my Ogre army. And then I'm going to use the remnants of my Ogres to build another list.
Oh,
so
cool.
You might see an all-chariot Ogre army as a ringer. So
nice.
Super excited about that. So.
And Brindley, I know you don't hate me, but I do hate you. So,
well, you hate all Canadians, right?
What? No, it's just like he's been gone for so long, and now that he's finally back within driving distance.
Again, another military covert operative over here. This has got to be Ian Charleston now. So, is that West Virginia? Wow, that's the Boondocks.
Yeah, that's Dwayne Richardson still.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, it's still Dwayne. See. They're all Facebook.
Oh no, Charleston now for Ian, I guess.
But that might be Dwayne telling us. Charleston, South Carolina. Awesome. Oh, and Jimmy, I can't wait, man. And I've got your tower that I picked up at Kings of Memphis. So, Kings of Winter. So yeah, I'm excited to get that back to you too. This guy's got a dirty list, Twilight Kid, and it's gonna be interesting to see who he gets, who's up. Well, all right, Jeremy.
Okay, buddy.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. See ya.